So let us know then. So Stephanie, do you remember when you came into the program? How many years ago was this?
2.
2 years?
Yeah, 2 years.
Looks cool. Sounds. Well, it looks like a little longer. Yeah. Do you remember when you walked into our clinic? Do you remember your experiences there? And you're meeting me or meeting the tutoring? What do you remember?
I remember being welcomed with open arms and being greeted by the kids that were already there and talking to them as well, and like getting to know each other and stuff, and the tutors helping me and taking those little trips out to places and stuff, and it was all fun.
That's true. We did a couple of the restaurants.
Yeah.
We did different things with you guys.
Yeah.
So you felt that you were welcome in. So if you were to talk to people in the camera, how will people know that you were welcome? What was different? What was in this program? How were you welcome?
I guess just because nobody really questioned why you were there. They just sort of were like, oh hey, nice to meet you. I hope we can get off to a nice start and we continue a friendship and we continue something where I can help you and you can be helped with whatever you need. You know, any questions that you need to ask us and we'll answer you.
So you felt that really the program was gonna, from the beginning start, that you think the program was really gonna be able to help you?
Yeah.
Do you have any expectations for the program when you walked in?
Not too much. Not too much. I just expected them to help me with homework and I'd be off.
The tutoring piece, because you did 2 things. You did the tutoring piece and you did the therapy with me.
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit. Let's talk a little bit about, because this is good because we haven't talked about the tutoring program. So let's talk a little bit about the tutoring program. What was different in that tutoring program, and how did the therapy combine the tutoring program for you?
I guess just because they try to connect with you, like not just a teacher-student level, sort of like a friend level as well. So like, I guess they just, like the kids had a connection with the younger adults because they weren't too old either, so they could relate more with us, which, I mean, I enjoy that part a lot. And they brought in the emotional part along with like knowledge too, so it was cool.
So do you feel that's how people that have different programs and people that are starting treatment, do you think this is a good way of combining?
Yeah.
What? You want me to ask? Oh, he's looking at me. What about, I remember, because was I supervising you? Or no, Cindy was, but whatever. We work as a team in the clinic. So if I remember when you first came in to see JC, you were ordered by the court, right? Mm-hmm. Weren't you arrested?
Yes.
Civil citation.
Yeah.
You were in that civil citation program.
Yeah.
So you had a little arrest, right? And you were forced to do this, right?
Yeah.
So I imagine you weren't crazy about the idea.
No, I wasn't.
And so maybe talk a little bit about how you didn't, you know, what were you thinking, if you can recall, when you were told you have to do this family counseling, what you were thinking, and then how, I mean, I think it changed, then you liked it. If you could talk a little bit about that.
Well, when they told me that we had to get family counseling, I wasn't too thrilled because, I mean, at the moment we were having family issues and I didn't think that like some guy that I didn't know was going to help us at all with it. But, I mean, with the problems that we had to face together and with JC along with us, it became easier, and my parents became more open-minded about situations and about problems. And now it's like we established this whole new communication with each other, and it's great to have that.
And it's still that way.
Yeah.
You feel like you and your mom and dad. So you didn't want to come in, of course. Nobody does. Like, oh God, I got to deal with these things. Talk to the stranger, and as you said, it was tense between you then. So
yeah.
Usually, you know, we don't want to deal with that stuff. So what did the therapist do? How did he? I mean, he came in like most of us do, saying, ugh, I don't want to do this, but somehow he changed you, and you decided, or you know, whatever. How did he get you to be open to the process of, okay, maybe there is something in this for me?
I don't know. He just seemed so welcoming, and like there's that sense of trust that you can have in somebody, and I felt that with JC, and I felt that he truly meant the fact that he wouldn't tell my parents anything that I told him, and that there was a whole trust policy and everything, and I like that.
Okay, so you could trust him, you could, and did he, because part of what we like to do in MDFT is, you know, we want to make it better for everybody, and a lot of other therapies just want the, you know, want to more on the parent side and not on everybody's side, right? And so they just work to make the kid listen to the parents better. But that wasn't how it was with JC and MDFT, right? So how did you know, what did he do with you or with you and your parents to make you think that he's on my side too, that this is a place for me to get some of what I want?
One thing that therapists don't normally do that JC did was spend time talking to me and then spend his own time talking to either individual parents or both of them together. And then he would talk to us all together, which is like, it was good, like, because he hears my side, their side, and then both of us put together facing each other.
And so then you felt like you had, did you feel like you had an opportunity to, I mean, that he listened to you and that then he helped you say, talk to your parents about things that were important to you?
Yeah.
That's great. And what other things? So then you trusted him and you felt like he was on your side too, and he spent time talking to you, and the things, what changed? So can you, I know it's been a couple of years, but what are the things, how did you change, and your mom and dad and the family, from your view, what do you think changed in the course of the treatment?
Well, before all the counseling and everything, my parents and I normally never really talked, nor did we really get along, and we spent most of our time arguing and stuff, and I didn't really understand what they wanted from me, and they didn't understand my problems and what I wanted from them. But then with this entire process, we both started opening up more to each other, and now we seem to talk to each other more, and we seem to spend more time together, and now we have family days and everything, and it's great.
So it was good to talk, listen to each other, and try to understand each other better. Why? Yeah. Why is that a good thing? I mean, it sounds like a good thing, but why is it for you a good thing? Why has it been a good thing?
Well, because I guess none of our points, when we each had points to establish with each other, none of it really got across with all of us having closed minds about everything. So now with an open mind, we see everything a bit more clear in what we want and what we expect.
And are you able to solve your problems better?
Yeah.
Yeah? Oh, that's great. And let's see, what else about that? From her point of view.
Well, the school situation was something that we also helped with, and we were there. How do you feel that did help you? I mean, do you feel like working through the school system, working with the legal system, trying to get them to get off your back a little bit? Can you talk about how we kind of did some of that work, and what you did, what your parents did, what I did as a therapist?
Well, school was a really big concern for all of us because I wasn't doing too well, and that was sort of consistent. So the tutors and everything, they push you until you start doing well. I mean, they don't give up on you, and that's good to have, so you have somebody to fall back on to tell you, hey, you need to get this done and you need to do this for the better of you. And usually people, with time, if you don't budge, then they give up, but they didn't. They stuck there for 2 years, and they tried and tried and tried and kept me going.
And now you're in a better school situation. Yeah. So talk a little bit, if you can, about, I mean, I think it would be interesting about what your life was like before